Okay, let me guide you through the tapping process. You've already been shown the tapping points, and don't worry if you can't remember all of them straight away. What matters more is staying tuned into whatever's bothering you rather than getting caught up in thinking, oh, which point comes next. Okay, that really isn't that important at first. If you're short on time, you can simply tap the two collarbone points. And if you miss a point, just keep going. You may notice that one particular point seems to bring up a stronger response, or that something shifts as you tap there. And if that happens, stay with that point a little longer, if you like. The first step is to identify what you're feeling. And if something is bothering you right now, you may already know exactly what the feeling is. Or perhaps you know you have to give a presentation tomorrow. When you think about it, you might notice nerves, anxiety, or fear. Start with that. As the fear settles, another feeling may come up, such as embarrassment or shame. Perhaps you remember a time when people laughed at you and realize it still doesn't feel good. And if that happens, continue tapping on the feeling that has come up. And you'll also find this explained in the written guide in the book. At first, it can be helpful to write down what you're feeling and how intense it is. When you think about the presentation, for example, you might say, oh, my fear is about an 8. To rate the intensity from 0 to 10, where 0 means no distress and 10 means the highest level of distress you can imagine. And after tapping, check in again and give the feeling the number from now. This lets you compare and notice whether and by how much it has shifted. And particularly when you're new to tapping, writing it down makes your progress easier to see. And you can look at your starting number and recognize that something you did yourself made a difference. And once you've tapped regularly for a while, you may not need to write it down anymore, but I recommend it when you're starting out, okay? So first ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? You can use the feelings chart to help to find a more precise word for it, and then rate the intensity. It might be a solid 7 or perhaps a 7.5. There's no right or wrong answer. Yes. Next, begin at the self-acceptance point and say something like, even though I'm feeling this way right now, there are still things I'm really good at. This helps you avoid judging yourself for having an uncomfortable feeling in the first place, and even that can feel like a relief. Then tap through the points. I'll use exam anxiety as an example. So, this fear about tomorrow's exam. This fear about tomorrow's exam. This fear that people might laugh at me. This fear of getting a bad mark. This fear that I'll forget everything. This fear that my mind will go blank. My fear that something terrible will happen. And so on. It helps to be as specific as you can. What exactly are you afraid of? And if you can't narrow it down, that's absolutely fine. Use a simple reminder phrase. This fear about tomorrow. My fear about tomorrow. My fear about tomorrow. Then tap through the finger points and through the full sequence once or twice. And once you've completed 1 or 2 rounds, pause and check in. Has anything shifted? The feeling may even have become a little stronger. That can happen sometimes. If it does, stay with it and keep tapping. And if you like, you can then do the short relaxation exercise, and after that carry on. Stay with the same feeling until the intensity has come down to somewhere between 0 and 1. Or you may notice a different feeling underneath the first one, or several other feelings coming up, and if that happens, tap on whichever feeling is present now. Okay? Sometimes you may not be able to tell whether you're feeling fear, anger, or something else. In that case, use a phrase such as this mixture of feelings. This strange feeling I can't quite put into words. As you tap, it may become clearer what the feeling actually is. And if you can't name the feeling at all, simply use the situation as your reminder phrase. Tomorrow's presentation, the test, going on stage tomorrow, having to go back to tomorrow, school again tomorrow, school again tomorrow, and so on. Perhaps you'll notice, perhaps all you notice is a queasy feeling in your stomach and you can't put a name to it. Then bring your attention to whether you feel the discomfort, tap and notice what happens. You don't have to find the perfect words, and if nothing shifts at first, that's okay too. Okay? That's it.